Yo, welcome to Meditation and Motivation, the Manifestation Podcast, y'all. I'm your host, Moses, y'all. And I know I cannot be alone when it comes to being in a world with so many people, bro. So many people that's still asleep, man. You know, it's crazy because, I look around, I wake up in the morning, you do your normal thing, you brush your teeth, wash your face, go to the bathroom, eat breakfast. And in that process, when I'm just getting to it, I'm stuck in that mode of actually being conscious that I'm actually just brushing my teeth. I'm stuck in that mode. I'm eating breakfast. I'm stuck in that mode of I am in this present moment of being a human body. But do you ever feel like that you're more than just a human body? Like that you are actually a spirit, a spiritual being that's actually inside of the human body. Imagine like y'all ever seen Power Rangers, the old school Power Rangers when they would have those big dinosaurs machines that they would actually be inside controlling it. That's kind of how I be seeing how like myself, I feel like I'm inside this body as a spirit, and my spirit tells the brain to lift up your left hand or lift up the right hand. I actually feel like I am a spiritual energy that's controlling this body. I'm not just the body. I'm not just, just your normal individual that you're looking at right now. I am a spiritual energy. And when you become more and more conscious that you're the spiritual energy, you find out that, when you go to sleep at night, you having these dreams that you're actually this spiritual energy that's traveling to a whole nother dimension, having a different experience. One that's 100% spiritually. It's like almost like think about your dreams though. And think about like, and it's how it's difficult for one to just even remember them, but when you actually do remember it and you be like, damn, that shit felt so real. It's like you're seeing everything. You're seeing everything. It's like sometimes even you're feeling it. It's so real. It's like it can't just be just like just nothing. It's actually something, But at the same time, the body is actually sleeping in your bed, knocked out, slobbering on the pillow. There's more to you, man. There's more to us. We're not just these bodies. We are these spirits. You have a soul, you know? So, okay, so that's dreaming though. All right. So you're dreaming, you're going on these adventures, you're coming in contact with all these different people, and you sleep. Okay. We wake up. We're going on this adventure. We're coming in contact with these different people. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, but now we're just woke and we're aware of it though. We're conscious of it. So now the fact that we're conscious of, I just lifted up my left hand, I lifted up my right hand. Cool. I'm feeling my flesh. I'm feeling my hands rub together. But how can I tap into the spirit? Because if I tap into the spirit, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be in this physical realm anymore. You know what I'm saying? If I'm it's because the spirit is beyond this. It's way beyond this physical realm. It's way beyond this three-dimensional reality. All right. So if I know that my spirit is beyond all of this, how can I take my body, my mind, and align it 100% with the spirit, the spiritual energy? I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all a story. I was meditating for, I want to say, oh, man, it would have had to been about a good 15 to 20 minutes, y'all. It didn't take long. It didn't take long at all. You know, I'm in the dark, eyes closed, you know, and I'm meditating. And you know, when you got your eyes closed, like close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. And you see darkness, you know, like it's like pitch black. So as my eyes are closed, you know, I'm at first I'm kind of doing my deep breathing, you know, I'm breathing in for a few seconds, let it out for a few seconds. I'm repeating that cycle over and over and over with my eyes closed. And I say probably after about maybe 15 minutes or so, I start seeing like these different, like these lights, you know, and these lights, they start like coming at me. Kind of, it looked it almost as if I was like traveling out of space, you know, and I'm seeing like actually stars. So at this point, I'm so relaxed. And as I'm breathing and I'm seeing all these stars, they're like coming toward me. Almost as like if you were looking at Star Trek or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the stars are coming toward me. I'm seeing different lights, different visualization of these different colors. And before I know it, next thing I know, it's like I'm going faster and faster into that darkness of all these stars and colors. And next thing I know, I am not no longer in my human body anymore. Because now I'm having a totally different experience that I'm actually able to see. But I'm not seeing it with these eyes. You know, feel me? Like I'm looking at y'all see my eyes right here. You feel me? But I'm not seeing this with these two eyes. So how am I seeing this? I guess it's that magic third eye that they always talking about. Because you should be able to see what's on the other side with your third eye. So longer and longer you're able to have your eyes closed, you're going to slowly, very slowly begin to shift from that body, but then you're going to tap into the mind, which we know your eyes closed, you know, but you're seeing darkness at first with the mind. You're not seeing it with the eyes. Now you're starting to see all these different colors, visualizations, and I know I'm not the only one for real, for real. Like if y'all have had something, a similar experience, let me hear you. Let me see your comments, man. Drop the comments, and I want y'all to make sure you share this too, because this is something that I'm pretty sure the more than the average individual has had to experience, you know, from having these dreams, from, you know, maybe going into a certain type of meditation to having a certain type of visualizations. But, you know, you start seeing all these different colors and these vibrant, this vibrant scenery. And it's not of this world, you know, it's not of this planet. It's something out there that is way beyond all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is nothing. I feel like this is like a speck of dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like a pebble in what's really real out there. You know, think about how many dreams you've had in so many different instances and so many different circumstances and so many different journeys or nightmares, or you know, you've been in so many different realities. And that's what I guess that's why they call that, though. They call that parallel realities. Because imagine this being one reality of planet Earth, but then when you're when you're having a dream, it's like it's not the regular planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not the irregular life. It's similar. It's very similar, but yet it's very different though. You know, they call those parallel realities where you're in a whole nother dimension, you're in a whole new body, but you're still the same spirit. You're still that same spiritual energy, that spark. I know I'm not the only one. You feel me? Like, you guys have had the most wildest dreams, and you came into contact with people. But when you come into contact with all these different people in this other reality, it's like sometimes they're trying to communicate with you. They're trying to show you something that you could bring back to this reality, because in this reality where we at, we're supposed to be accomplishing something. Like something's supposed to be done. We're supposed to do something. What's like that purpose? What's your purpose? Like, why are you here? Why am I here? I think often maybe even ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, I've been seeing my mom, y'all, in my dreams lately. Like, my mom's passed away from colon cancer maybe about 7-8 years ago, and I've been seeing my mom in these dreams, and in the dreams, like, she's still kind of sick, And I remember one dream I had not too long ago. I was just telling someone about this, but she used to drive this red truck. It was like a red Ford Explorer. It had like the little hatchback in it, like the little pickup truck back to it. So I'm in my car and I'm seeing her pull off from her house, and she's driving just wild. You feel me? Like, just crazy, And I pull up like, Mama, what are you doing? Like, pull over. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tripping. Like, why are you driving like this? And I'm like, yo, do you need me to, let me, like, pull over, let me drive. You know what I'm saying? So I get out the car, hop in the car, and then, it just kind of faded away though. I didn't remember too much after that. But I do remember that, when she was getting sick, she was starting to lose her eyesight. So I know that I had that memory, of that, but we're in a whole nother different instance, a whole nother different reality. Like what will make your mind visualize that as you're sleeping? I feel like that was just a different life where things were happening, a different reality. I mean, where things were happening very similar to how it happened now, but she didn't pass away in that reality yet. She was still here, even though it was like that's the same. It felt like the same thing was maybe was gonna happen soon, but it was like everything it's just different. It's just all the way different. It felt the same, same childhood home, same block, but it was almost like, y'all ever had like deja vu though? You feel me? Like, where you'll be in this present moment, but you'll feel like, damn, like this happened before. You know what I'm saying? Deja vu, where it was like, it's like everything is now crisscrossed. Y'all, like, follow me, y'all. Follow me. Because like I said, the example where I just said about how I had to dream about my mama. My mama in this reality has already passed and away, and she's transitioned in this reality. In the other reality of the dream, she was still alive. So imagine if you're having deja vu where you're like, yo, damn, I've experienced this before. It's because your spirit has experienced it in a different reality. Where in that, on that timeline, it hasn't happened yet. It's still going to happen the way it's going to happen in this reality, maybe a little differently. But now I could have been having some type of deja vu in that reality where she's still alive. Like, damn, like, yo, I've felt this before. You feel me? So it's so many different. I feel like it's so many different areas of all of this. Like, we're in this third dimension. We're on planet Earth, but there's so many different. And this thing is like, we dream every single night. A lot of times we don't even remember it though. But I think the more and more you become in tune, though, the more you become in tune and aware that you're you're actually a spirit versus just being in this body, that's when your dreams are going to become like way more visible, you know, even memory wise. Like you'll be able to be in tune with actually more and more what's happening, because again, because we're the spirit. If I'm walking around all day long just paying, you know, working, you know what I'm saying, eating, doing whatever you're doing, and I'm not giving any type of awareness that I'm a spirit, I'm just going to be stuck in that one physical mode. That's it. You feel me? That's it. But now more and more I'm becoming more aligned that, yo, I'm the spirit. All right, cool. My mind is connected to that awareness that I'm that spirit. So now when I go to sleep with that same connection mentally that I'm the spirit. So then when I shift over to the other dimension, now I can be able to take what's happening over there and come back to this body and wake up, because I have created that connection mentally. You see, they say body, mind, and spirit, right? Body to the mind has to be awareness and have that connection that you're of this spirit that's beyond this flesh. You feel me? So you have to be able to, in your waking stage, now you have to just remind yourself that I ain't this body. I'm spirit. I'm actually spirit that's inside of this body. So then when I go over to this dream, now when I come back over here, I'm going to bring something back. Y'all follow me? You got, but you have to create that connection. It's like a string. You know, imagine if I'm gonna tie a string from my mind, it's an invisible string. And this string is gonna tie to this body and mind to this invisible spirit that's within you. And you're just making that string is all mental. It's a mental string. All right. You can actually just invisibly, if you want, imagine yourself like you can close your eyes, right? I want you to close. Matter of fact, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. And I want you to imagine right in the middle of your chest, a yellow spark, a ball of energy, a yellow spark. And I want you to visualize a string that's connected, that's wrapped around this yellow spark that's glowing, is bright, but there's a string that's tied all the way around. And that string is now connected all the way up to your forehead, in the middle of your forehead. And in the middle of your forehead, I want you to visualize another little powerful ball. And this powerful ball is going to be the color of a purple, because the third eye, the color of the third eye chakra is purple. So visualize the string connected from this purple ball of energy that's on your forehead and a string that's going down to this yellow ball of energy that's between your chest. Visualize that for a moment. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths. And you are fully connected and aware that you are connected to your spirit, that you are that spirit. You are one with that spirit. You are aligned with the spirit of who you are. So now, boom, we're back. All right, open your eyes. We're back. We're back in the physical sense. We're back in our physical nature. But still, remember, keep it in your mind that you are connected to this little yellow spiritual ball right here. That's what spirituality is all about, y'all. It's about that 100% consciousness that you are of beyond this realm of this world. If you believe you got a spirit, I don't give a damn about what religion you are. It don't matter, because guess what? One thing that they all have in common is that we are more than this. I don't care if you're religion, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu. It don't matter, because we all can agree that we are of this spirit. Everybody will agree to that. Forget everything else. I don't care about what your Bible say, what their book says, whatever. I don't care about none of that. We skipping, we going straight to the nitty gritty. That we can all agree that we are of this spiritual power that we have. We are one with that. So connect your thought process, your mind, to that. And the more and more you start to become more aware that you are of that, now guess what? You're about to start having the most wildest spiritual experiences you can ever have. You can ever have. You have to become aligned with it, though. Create that string and connect it to that awareness that this is what I am, that I'm not just going to work. I'm not just driving my car. I'm not just listening to music. I'm not on a toilet taking a shit. I'm not just living life, having fun, doing whatever, but I'm more. So the more you become aware that you are more, now you're going to start beginning having these different experiences, whether if it's through a dream, whether if it's through meditation, whether if you're wide awoke and something just boom hit you out of nowhere. You be like, damn, where does this even come from? That's how people even start figuring out that they have these different abilities, because they're becoming more and more aware of that spirit. So that spirit is going to start to grow stronger inside of your body. The more and more you align with your mind that you are the spirit, the more it's going to grow. That spiritual awakening is going to get stronger. Forget what you was taught. Just align yourself with the fact of the matter is that you are of a spirit. And then at that point, you are going to start living life differently, because your spirit needs you to do something here. You're going to start moving with your purpose. You're going to start moving in directions you ain't never moved in. You're going to start having different thoughts. You're going to want to live life just differently through love, because spirit is pure, is of the Almighty, the divine, the whatever you want to call it, God, the universe, whatever. Yahweh, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Who cares? You feel me? Because all these different titles and names and labels, this is all that men have created. Or maybe women, okay? Human beings in the physical form. They say, oh, you know what? Let's call this that. Or this group over here say, you know, let's go in this direction. Let's call this that. And we'll go by these guidelines. And then another group is going to say, you know what? Let's do this that way. You know, those who are in control and in the powers of whatever is going on over there. You know what I mean? I'm talking about none of that. I'm talking about what's going on between you. You know what I'm saying? Not with somebody else put whatever doctrine they put together. I'm talking about what's going on with you and your spirit. I don't care about none of that. People always coming to me with, oh, this day they said that you should be doing this, or you should be, man, look, I got a direct connection. You feel me? I got a direct, solid connection to that spirit, because that spirit is of a spark of the Almighty. So I get my information directly from the source. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm talking about like, imagine a group of people, right? How they say, like, if you had a circle of people and you whisper something in one ear, and then they're gonna whisper it to somebody else, and then they're gonna whisper it to somebody else, and they can whisper it to somebody else, and they can whisper it to somebody else, and when they go get all the way around to you, it's gonna be a whole nother different message. That's how many times your religion's probably been translated. You feel me? You know, like whatever the origin was of the first individual, that came that said, you know what, let's do this. Then somebody else would say, well, let's do this. And then somebody else said, nah, let's do that. Forget all that, bro. Like, that's cool. Like, I respect everybody. I respect everybody's the doctrine and their beliefs, and I respect everybody. Your opinion on what's what. I'm just speaking from the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. We can, and I love to have conversations. One thing I just don't do, I don't do the debate thing though, man. I'm quit. I'm dead. I'm done with all that, man. You feel me? Like, for what? I'm not finna try to convince you of whatever it is that you feel you believe. Right? Go do you. You know what I'm saying? I'm concerned with me. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm supposed to be doing is speaking to an individual who's actually going to receive this. And they may take that and harness it and create their own ideology based off of their own spirit and their own purpose that's within their life. You know what I'm saying? This is my purpose. I'm supposed to be on here speaking to you, whether if you receive it or not. You know what I'm saying? That's on you, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all. Man, this has been a very, very enjoyable conversation, should I say. All right. So, y'all, this is meditation and motivation, y'all. Make sure y'all like, man, comment, subscribe, y'all. Make sure you share, because this is the type of content that people should actually be trying to receive. Not all that hip hop, Rick Ross, what's going on with the industry and all these models or baddies on ATL. That's all the twerking, drama, and all that. If y'all want to be stuck in that zone and that realm, that's on you, bro. You feel me? Do you? But for the people that's actually trying to awaken and trying to create their purpose and manifest a life that they're supposed to be having, which is of love, light, no worries, being able to be financially free. Your spirit wants you to live that type of life. So you need to connect with your spirit and start receiving the information necessary for you to do what you're supposed to be doing. Stop bullshitting. Turn the TV off, bro. Put your phone down. Start looking at some videos about how to meditate, or videos that might inspire you to do this, or to want to do that, or want to think like this or think like that. Man, come on, man. We got to just start tapping into who you are, bro. You're into the external. Go internal. You plugged in to all these streamers. You feel me? All these different podcasts and reality TV shows that's talking about a lot of bullshit, bro. They ain't talking about nothing that has anything that's going to inspire you to create and be manifest and become the person that you're meant to be. You plugged in to a whole bunch of bullshit, bro. That's why I try to stay off all the scrolling on. Look, I'll make my post on Facebook and put that shit down, bro. Put it down, because a lot of people on there be speaking a whole bunch of bullshit, bro. That's nothing to do with the alignment of what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, it's some, not all, but it's definitely a lot of people that definitely, they put a lot of good energy out there. But the majority, they sleeping, bro. So you got to jump on that wave, get your algorithm on point, so you can connect with who you really are. And that's that piece, baby. I'm your boy Moses, y'all. This is Meditation and Motivation and Manifestation Podcast, baby. We are out.